everyone, my name is Fulya Çelikel Soğanci, aka Dr. Synth Lady. I work for KV331 Audio. We are the creators of Synthmaster. We have been participating in IMSTA events since 2015 and I'm happy to share a general overview of our products with you today. Synthmaster is a software synthesizer that has 3 products in its range. We have Synthmaster One, Synthmaster 2, and its lighter version, which is a preset player, Synthmaster Player, and they work across platforms. They work on Windows, Mac OS, iOS. Actually, our Synthmaster One even runs on an iPhone 8 or above. We support VST, AUV3, AAX formats. Actually, you see me demoing in Presonus Studio One 5.4 today. We periodically release expansion banks for both Synthmaster One and Synthmaster 2. So fully upgraded Synthmaster One comes with 2000 presets, whereas Synthmaster 2, the bigger brother, has a hefty 4000. Let's explore how our two synths sound before we give them a more detailed rundown. This is actually a familiar track, originally by The Weeknd, called Blinding Lights. And I tried coming as close as possible in terms of the sound design to the original song. I even used the extracted vocals, actually, not my own or anything. Let's take a listen.
Show me how to love. Maybe I'm going through a drought. You don't even have to do too much. You can turn me on with just a touch, baby. I look around and the city's cold and empty. No one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when you're gone. And I said,
What about Synthmaster One? Well, I can say that it has every bit the same powerful sound as Synthmaster 2. It can actually sound quite analog. We have designed it to be easier to approach for people who are new into sound design. Yet the sounds, I could say, are definitely not light or simplistic. I would now like to show you the workflow of Synthmaster One, which is very intuitive even for beginning sound designers. What I will do is try to program a preset which is more or less analog sounding. In the hands of a real pro sound designer, this is going to be very, very convincing. Well, I will do my best. So I will start by creating a new preset. When I just initiate preset, it's one of the basic waveforms that we load here. But we do have some content here. We do have some killer content. What I will do is go to the wavetables and get one of the analog ones. We have Fatty, we have bass station, we have oboe. Well, maybe I go for a Profat pulse. So this is already quite different than my basic waveform, but this is actually more than that. It's a wavetable that we have here. And and I can change its index parameter. I can change where it starts. I can actually toggle more voices in. So right now there is just one voice, but I can ask my oscillator to create me 4 copies. Well, this is a lot, but what if we would just slightly detune them? This is already a more powerful effect. But now my trouble is every copy of these voices start from the same place on the waveform which is active on the wavetable. So what I do is to toggle them free. So it's already different. Now I will create a sub oscillator, and here I have a choice to, I have analog waveforms, so I create a fatty sub and turn up its volume. I could use this for modulation too, but I'll just keep it in sub mode. And well, let's work on this detune a slight little bit more. What else can I do? I can change the index parameter. My LFO is actually already on, but maybe I will ask it to modulate my index parameter. I just drag and drop and modify where exactly I would like my index parameter to oscillate between. I can change the waveform on the LFO too, so let's find something different. Actually, to give you some idea about how Synthmaster One sounds, I give you a track designed by Bluff Monkey to present his recent expansion pack for Synthmaster One. These are sounds, big, fat, dark sounds, which are useful for synthwave, dark synthwave, dark wave, big, lush, large sounds by Synthmaster One. Enjoy! Distinguishing factors between Synthmaster and Synthmaster One are actually manifold. There are so many. Let's just take a look at Synthmaster One first. As the name implies, it's a single layer. Everything is on a single layer. That's why it's called One. Although it has some dedicated magnifying windows, such as our arpeggiator here and the mod matrix and such, everything is on a single screen. That middle part here actually gives you the effects and the routing. So the left-hand side is oscillator 1 and everything that belongs with it, the filter, the LFO, the envelopes, and then the right-hand side goes for oscillator 2. Although it might look simple, it's actually a wavetable synthesizer, and it does come with many factory wavetables. So it's really intuitive. Whatever you change is represented in the screen. Or maybe... A great architectural feature is that Synthmaster One is purely synthesized. It doesn't have sample content. Despite this, it's very CPU friendly, so I could really open up a project of 20 plus tracks all loaded with Synthmaster One without even tiring any CPU that you might be still using for production. Even on an iPhone, this one is an iPhone 8 Plus, you can run multi-track projects with Synthmaster One. You can design on the go. And here is one that I have done on GarageBand to take a look at.
Last night I dreamt of San Pedro. Just like I'd never gone, I knew the song. Young girl with eyes like the desert. It all seems like yesterday, not far away. Tropical, the island breeze, all of nature wild and free. This is where I long to be, La Isla Bonita. And when the samba played, the sound would set so high, ring through my ears and sting my eyes, your Spanish lullaby.
Other things that I can showcase for Synthmaster One, besides its versatility and ease to use, is that it's very stable for live performance. I have used it on the stage as a standalone app or with other apps within one of these hosting softwares such as Camelot Pro. Synthmaster One has currently 13 released expansion banks. Let me show you how to go to our shop. So here is where you find new material. Since Synthmaster One is a rather young product released only in 2018, these are actually more recent sounding, more trendy, new, young presets, more useful in genres such as EDM, melodic techno, future bass, dark synthwave. So whatever is recent, look for it in Synthmaster One. But this is not to say that it doesn't lend itself well for classics. That has always been cinematic music, and there will always be since the 19th century. So I give you a beautiful cinematic track by Kevin Schroeder, which is exclusively made for Synthmaster One. You probably never thought that only two oscillators can create such layered elite sounds. It can only be topped by Synthmaster 2 itself. The 2 means the 2 layers. As you see, we have layer 1, layer 2. Everything is duplicated for layer 2. So we have 4 oscillators that come with synthesis types such as additive, wavetable, sample playback, FM. Whatever you dream of, you are going to find in Synthmaster 2 in this aspect. We have basically 4 of everything: 4 modulators, ADSR envelopes, multi-segment envelopes, LFOs, sequencers, key scalers, and MIDI sources, obviously. The classics: mod wheel, pitch bend, aftertouch. The routing algorithm is actually very comprehensive, as you can see. For instance, you can add modulations or create a different workflow in the sense you can drag and drop and change the workflow. You can add modulators. Let me show you another skin, an extended skin. You can browse through the factory content either by clicking or with the mouse wheel. We have many factory waveforms and wavetables. You can import your own samples and multi-samples, so Synthmaster is going to do sample playback. Let me show you how to do that. So here I have some samples, as you see, and all I do is to drag and import. And here is this custom wavetable. I could do this also with a sample, with a wave sample. So here goes. With Synthmaster 2, we provide sumptuous factory content and not only waveforms and wavetables. Let me show you how many filter categories and algorithms we have available. Ladder, diode ladder, byte, the virtual analog, anything you would ask for, you probably have in Synthmaster. All the menus are available as drag and drop menus. And you can create modulations also by dragging and dropping. For example, I would like to modulate my fine-tuning of oscillator 2 with my mod wheel. So all I do is to get it by clicking and drag and drop. You can adjust the arc. You can modify the amount. And here goes. Another thing I would like to show is actually clever presets for many things such as oscillator algorithms. You can just load preset from here and just explore where Synthmaster will take you. You can also load filter presets, for example. So there is a lot to discover, a lot to explore. Let me show you one new feature of Synthmaster. We have actually redesigned our effects. So now they have their dedicated tab, and we have actually a very comprehensive and understandable routing for the effects. For the two layers, we have these separate effects buses, so you can design effects for each of the layers, but there is also these two global buses, so you can just send both layers into one global effects bus and design them accordingly. You can toggle effects on and off by just clicking. You can change which effect you would like in that slot by right-clicking. There's a lot to discover, and we also have presets here for effects, which might really be helpful while designing your dream sound. If you want more building blocks and even more sounds, I would propose go for Synthmaster itself, which, if you get the expansions bundle or the everything bundle, is going to give you 4,000 presets. Yeah, this is no joke. It's really 4,000, as you can see. So we have all the legendary people. We have Big Don, we have Kurt Adar, we have Norio Bukata, we have Rob Lee, big names making big sounds. And well, actually, if you get them as a bundle, you're definitely going to have more value since you can also use them on the mobile on the go. I'm going to now give you one of the more recent ones by Big Ton. This expansion bank is called Tableworks 2 with its multi-layered, extremely rich sounds. Enjoy! So then, what are the common features between our two synths? Well, the first thing I would say is that both of them are very CPU efficient, so you can run multiple instances even on modest systems. And the second thing is that the synth is exactly describing what it is doing by giving you visual feedback. If you look at the graphic user interface right now, you're going to notice that some of the tabs are highlighted orange. Just look at this velocity, for instance. When you click on them, you're going to see what are triggered by the velocity changes. My mod wheel has quite a crowded mod matrix, so when I play something, you see the synth is already telling me what is happening. I have my sequence, my envelope being activated. I have my index parameter oscillating, actually coming to and fro. And besides, if I trigger now the mod wheel, this is what's going to happen. Imagine I would like to create even more modulations. This is very easy now with just dragging and dropping. I choose the mod wheel and just, for instance, drag it on the filter drive. See what happens. It's going to highlight orange. You can change how much you would like the modulation to be in effect. Now, when you look at the mod matrix for mod wheel, you're going to see that the drive is added and you're going to see an orange dot moving within that arch to tell you exactly how much filter is applied. This is, of course, a feature that we have first implemented with Synthmaster One, then we have carried it over to Synthmaster 2, and now we are working on an update for Synthmaster 2, which is going to integrate the iOS skin, what we have developed for more efficiency of workflow on the iPad. It's going to improve the workflow of our desktop version too. I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. Another common feature between our two synths is how the browser is organized. You can filter your presets according to type. You also have subcategories, the way, for example, Native Instruments NKS system. For example, I can filter additive sounds, which could be used for Baroque music. Let's try this one. As you see, my oscillator is now represented as a series of oscillators, 8 in fact, and it's just giving me the drawbars of this virtual organ. For example, I have a wavetable preset here, and I would like to have more voices. So I can just middle learn and ask my controller to control the number of voices. So the effect would be rather striking. One of the most apparent features somehow drifted towards the ending of this presentation. You can actually change how Synthmaster looks by browsing between skins. I rather like this one. For example, this one we have created for our collaboration with Fishman Audio. Synthmaster One does behave as an MPE synth, and you can dress it up to an MPE controller, like for example a Rolly C board or the triple play of Fishman. All in all, if you're into sound design, Synthmaster is going to give you whatever you require. With Synthmaster 2, we can boast that anything you would like to do with a synth, Synthmaster is capable. We have been nominated as the best software synthesizer with Synthmaster 2 on the KVR Forum's 2021 Reader's Choice Awards. We also run for the most favorite developer. So while this video was made, there weren't any results for that. So if you like what you heard, if you're interested in knowing more about us, please visit our webpage. Take a look at the deals we have constantly running. Make an investment and get the everything bundle, which is going to give you all current and future Synthmaster stuff. So everything we have produced and will produce, including a free update for Synthmaster 3. So it is really imminent. We're hoping for it to be concrete and realized into a beta very, very soon. We're quite excited about that actually. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for remaining with us. Especially we would like to thank IMSTA for giving us the opportunity to speak about our products. We thank Music Marketing. We thank our distributors and all Synthmaster users family. We wouldn't make it here without your support. So thank you for watching this presentation and enjoy making beautiful music with Synthmaster.